Okay, we are building a Mantis Alien. I hope to God we're building it. I think it'll look good. Uh-oh. There we go. So yeah, we're building a Mantis Alien today. I've never built this guy before. So yeah, I'm kind of crazy with it. We're going to see how it looks. This is going to be a totally new adventure for me. Not quite sure how to put it all together. You guys are going to be going with me on live here. So no pressure. What's up? So yeah, we're building the Mantis Alien. And right now I'm going to try building the Mantis Alien head. Let's go ahead and get that started. So we're going to do the first one just out of lime green. No extra special colors. No enhancements. Let's just see if I can build the damn alien Mantis head. And here we go. So we got to build up a little bit of a bulk. I'm not going to make it too big in the beginning, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. It's a completely new build for me, so I kind of have to mess with it as we go. So right now I'm just building up the head itself. I think I have to make it kind of teardrop and then slant it down for the mouth for the mantis look. And then we'll start adding the mouth, and the eyeballs are the key. Got to do these crazy old big old eyeballs. Black antenna. And then I got to try and use a texture tool and give it some texture so it has some character to it. So right now I'm just building up the bulk for the head. And then if that looks good, we can do another one a little bit more enhanced. And then try a full body mantis. I'm kind of excited to do it though. This is a new project. So I don't know how we're going to get there, but we will. All right, a little bit more. I want to make it big enough y'all can see it though too. I don't want to make a super tiny one. All right, that should be enough. We're going to go ahead and start tapering where the mouth will be for the mantis here. So I got to make it a little extra elongated here. And I think that'll do it. Let me get my forming tools out of the way at the moment. And we're going to go ahead and start shaping it a little bit more here. Take the flame down just a touch. All right, I think that will do it. So we got our little mantis head started right there. I did not see Glass Alchemy had a big sale. Fortunately, I just bought out an entire studio, so I have like a ton of Glass Alchemy here. I can't even believe it. It's a lot of old rare stuff too. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this guy and we're going to flatten it out a little. start carving this up. Start shaping that mantis look. All right. So this is the start of the mantis. Kind of flat in the bottom right there. That's where the jawline will go. And we got the pointy head going down. I'm going to go ahead and start adding in the mouth section here. And we'll start building it from there. And let's go ahead and build that mouth now. Blend that in. Then we got to flatten it back up, and hopefully I created a little bit of a mouth. I need to keep the line carved in there. We're going to go ahead and carve it in a little bit more. And there we go. I'm going to pull it forward now. All right, so I got the mouth part built. It's going to look a little goofy in the beginning. But right underneath there, you can see that little jawline starting to form. And I got to pull it down just a touch. All right. Okay, got that done. I'm happy. We're going to add a little bridge, like a nose bridge up here. I got to keep it centered. And then I'm going to take my tool here and create a little bit of a texture. This is one of my texturing tools, so it's just a long bolt that I cut, and it has a nice thread to it. So we can go ahead and create textures with that. And then I'm going to grab my little pocket knife and give it a little more definition here. And I think we're okay. So it's going to be hard to define everything right now, but we got the start of it built. There's the bottom jawline. Then I got to punty up to the front here, and we got to build the back end of the head before we ever do the eyes. Let's go ahead and build that up now. because the Mantis Alien head has a little bit of a wider back end. Kick up the flame just a notch. I've never made this before, so you guys are along for the ride with me. I've never ever created this guy. So to say I'm a little nervous is an understatement, because I'm making it live, mistakes and all. We're going to go ahead and start building this back end up. I'm just letting gravity do 90% of the work for me at the moment. All right. So there is the back end built. There's the top, and there's the bottom jaw line. And then we got to add a little bit to the side. Widen it out here. And there we go. So yeah, this week is Alien Week that we're building. And then next week is Shark Week. We will be doing my famous hammerhead shark for sure. If you guys have any shark requests that you want to see a certain shark done, let me know. In the community tab, I will definitely be open to creating any type of shark you guys think would look amazing. And I'm super excited about that part. Okay, so here we are. We're back in this section. You can see I widened the back of the head out a little bit. We added a little bit of bulk there. So you can see it's widening the head out. And now I'm going to start the eyeballs. This is the key to this guy. Let's see where I'm at. All right, here we go. We're going to put a big section right there. Then another one up here. Round that out just a little bit. So this is the beginning of the mantis head. You can see where I got the eyeballs right there. That's where the eyeballs are going to be placed once I get finished with it, but we're starting to get that look to it. So we're going to use a brass tool that I use. This is just brass tubing here, and it is carved out a little bit, bent, so that it makes the eyeball shape. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp this guy down. Oh yeah, that's working. That actually worked out really well. So right there, we got the eyeball built on both sides. And then once I add the black to the center there, it should pop out really good. Let's go ahead and do the black now. Got one little dot right there. There we go. We're going to go ahead and do the other side. Blend that in. Yeah, we got it going. So now we got the mantid eyes going on there. So this is the praying mantis version of the aliens that everybody talks about. I've never really built this before, so it's a little bit different. Okay, so I got to carve a center down it. I actually have to do 3 little lines on here. Yeah. That looks good. Okay, so we carved a little bit down the middle, created a little bit of a texture down there. We got the black eyeballs going. And then we're going to add a little bit to the side here. Give it that little bit of a bug look. And there we go. I'm going to try and bring the light over for you in a minute because it's really hard to see the definition of it. There we go. So you can start to see the eyeballs forming right there. There's the back end, the jaw line. There's our eyeballs formed. There. So we got the ridges running down the center, a little bit of dots on the side to give it some texture. And so far, I'm pretty happy with it. For the antenna, I am actually going to use slime. We're going to change up the color a little bit. I don't know if I'll change this color. We got to see how it looks before I finish it up. No, I'm not liking that color on there. That doesn't look so good on there. It's definitely clashing with the whole thing. So we're going to rip that off. I'm not satisfied with that. We're going to rip that little section back off and do a whole new antenna. It's definitely clashing in the wrong way. I don't like that. Now I got to pull all that little bit of color off there. A little bit more, just a tiny bit. Definitely clashed. Tiny bit more, just a little smidge. All right, back at it. Let's try the lime green now. The transparent. We'll try that version. All right, let's build us an antenna. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Welcome to learning glass. We gotta rip these off now. They're too far. They look like dragon horns. I'll show you. I'll build one that looks good, and I'll leave the other one on there so you can see the difference of what I'm talking about. So you can see the horns are a little bit different right here from the front. We got to get that mantis look going. Oh, what's up, Jace? How are ya? Good to see you. Glad you joined me. All right. These horns are becoming a pain in the butt. Still not happy. So this mantis head that I'm making currently is not something I've ever made before. So I'm having to experiment with different sections on here and create an entirely new process. And that process sometimes takes 2 or 3 evolutions of making the item to get it right. And so far I haven't made these little antennae right yet. It's not the look I want. So even after 32 years, you can mess up. Well, not really mess up. I just don't know the process yet. All right, let's smooth all that out because now I got a bunch of bumpies in there. Smooth that down. So what I'm trying to do is get this mantis head, but I need the antenna to look like antenna, not dragon horns. And so far, I have not achieved that look yet. So we're going to try it again. Each iteration's getting better. And that is what I want right there. There we go. So that is the horn or the antenna look I want on the mantid right there. We got a little bit of a curve to it, but not too much. We're going to add a little bit of black to the back end to give it that antenna look. All right, much better so far. We got that mantis look happening. I think I have to pull the head down a little sharper to a point down where it's attached. It's a little bulky. So I'm going to put a little holding rod on there. We're going to pull it down and see if I can get that look a little bit better. And we'll pull it from here. So I'm going to put a little punchy rod right there. We're going to pull this forward quite a bit. And I think I have to thin it out a tiny bit on the bottom. Then I can reapply the textures. Yeah, there we go. So there we are. I pulled it forward quite a bit now, and we thinned that little head out. Now the bottom jawline is a little too thick, so I'm going to remove that. We're just going to go ahead and heat it up and skim it right off. Now I just have to flatten this out a little bit. So there we are. I think it's looking a lot better now. We got the jawline a little bit thinner, got the bug look to it. Let's bring over a little light source. Now you can see we got the eyeballs cleanly defined in there. And for the most part, this is looking good. I think we're okay. Now I just have to add a tiny bit of texture to it. So we're just adding these tiny little textured bumps. I'm hoping you can see the texture added into the top up there, right to the side of the mouth. Got a little bit of texture added in. That's the way it's supposed to look. Perfect. Now I'm going to reapply the holding rod to the front. Sorry, this is taking a little bit, but this is the first time making it, so I'm learning with you. I have no idea how to form this in the beginning. We're going to go ahead and remove this section. And then I want to build up this back end a tiny bit, and I think the head will be done. Just have to build it way up. So what I did here is we just built up a little back end, and then I'm going to blend everything in without melting those little antennae down. Just got to keep the antenna out of the flame. Easier said than done. Okay, angle it down. Bring it back down. Gravity is my friend. So I'm just referencing pictures off the internet for what the mantid alien kind of look like. Obviously, I've never seen one. But there we go. We got the little mantid guy going right there. So I think it's supposed to slant down in the appearance. So right now I'm going to build the neck structure, and we'll see how that works. I'm going to try and build it on the head itself, but I may have to build the neck separate and then attach it. Not quite sure yet. Tilt it forward. Yeah, I think I have to do it separate. I don't think I'm going to be able to achieve the way it's supposed to look. We are going to leave a little bit right there, though, so I know where center is. So basically, that's going to be send a picture of Jace for alien reference. No, Jace is not an alien. But thank you. That was really funny. All right, so we need that guy. I'm going to leave that little nub on there. So the neck has to come down really aggressive. Thin at the top where it meets the head, and then pull it wide to the bottom. And that's where I'm having the issue. That is really funny, though, Dragonfly. But Jace is not an alien. Jace is awesome. Don't let Grandma mess with you, Jace. Don't let Grandma... In fact, Fiery Guy said Jace can have candy. There you go. Here we go. Jace, Fiery Guy said you can have candy. What's up, Red Squeak? All right, so I'm going to build up a little teardrop shape here for the neck. And then we're going to add the little striations in there, creating the neck muscles for the alien mantis head. And here we go. All right, let's pull it down. So what I'm going to do is create a teardrop. And thank you for the super chat, by the way. All right, so we got the teardrop shape. This will be the neck. when I get done with it. I got to let it cool off for a second. Then we're going to add lines on here, creating a textured muscle tone to it. And then we'll pull it a little thinner. You know what? We're going to add a little texture to it with color. I'm going to put a little black in here to give it some definition. That way you can definitely see some definition to it. Okay, we got the black on there. Let's go ahead and add this thick section right down the middle. Yeah, that works. So this is where we're building the neck. You can see everything's kind of got ridges around it. I'm trying to create muscle tone in the neck itself. So first things first, I'm going to round out the bottom. Eliminate any stress out of it. Okay, put a little punty rod there. So I got to pull this in and taper it up. But I don't want to completely blend everything in smooth. There we go. Okay, so this is where I have the neck muscles built in there. Now it doesn't look like much independently, but once you add it to the piece, that's when things start to make sense. We'll bring it out here. Hopefully you can see a little bit of that black running in there now, creating a little bit of separation between all the ridges. Let's go ahead and grab our mantis head and pop it on there. Line it up. And then we have to angle it. Angle it down. That's it. Make sure we're blended. Yeah, that looks cool. I like it now. So I'm going to try and angle it so you guys can see forward. So once you have that little next section built there and tilted forward, the head should tilt down on top of the little UFO we're going to build for it right now. We're going to go ahead and build a little UFO for it so it matches the other guys. Let's go ahead and build our UFO and put them together. I did make this color earlier before I started the live stream. I don't know if you guys can see this shimmer. So I wanted to create a shimmery version, but you can see it's got a little sparkle to it. That may be down the road. I don't know yet. I didn't want to do the first one with this because I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. Let's go ahead and build our UFO and make it look really good. Yeah, a little alien mantis. I like it. Yeah, the whole alien is next. Right now I'm building it on the UFO, and then the next project of going forward is to build the body and build it all up. So I do things in stages. So this will be the first version. And then after I do this, then I could build the body and start working on that process. Put the little claws on there, the mantis claws. Got to do the wide chest on it, skinny torso. So the body is the next version that I'll be doing. But right now I just want to get one out of my way. Get the first version built. And then I can do the better, like not the better, but the different version. All right, we got our little blank tube. We're going to build our UFO first. Preheat this tube. Let's see if I got a nice little holding rod somewhere around here. You're a little thick, but you'll work. So this one, we're going to blow out a bubble in the middle, collapse it in a little bit, create a nice crease for the UFO shape. And then from there, put them together. Then I'll have mantid number 1 done. Got a nice bubble. So this is the start of the UFO. Now I'm going to heat right in the middle here, and we're going to create a crease. Okay, got a nice little crease in there. Going to smooth it out. And then separate. Technically, I should have used bigger tubing for this, but I did not. Would have made life a lot easier. So there's the beginning of our bottom of the UFO. Then I'm going to come over, open up a little hole so I can finish the rest of this up. Need to pop a little tiny bubble there. I'm going to snip that off, create the little mini hole. And there we go. So I got to have that little tiny exit hole right there, or this piece will not survive. So we're going to heat it up, push it in. It's going to flatten the bottom out a little bit. And then I can put the little landing gear on there. Just like that. Now we kind of have that bottom of the UFO shape all nailed down. And we're going to do the bottom in black. I'm not going to do any green on it. Put the little landing gear in black. Just little nubs. There's number one. Number 2, we'll pop a third one on there. And there we go. What's up? How you doing, Kelly? Thank you for doing the memberships. I appreciate you so much. I need some room to flatten. We're going to pop it right here. All right, we're looking good. I got to warm this bad boy up. Got a little cold. We don't need any cold cracks happening. So this is just warming it up. I got these little stretch marks in there. I don't like it, but I'll fix it. Can you see that little like fuzzy ring around there? So when I push the center together, when I push this little center together, I did it a little too cold, and it creates those little stretch mark rings in there. They look frosty. I gotta remove that. Got a good portion of it out. You can see most of it's gone. We got a little bit right there. I just need to polish it out just a tiny bit. But yeah, that was from pushing it together too cold. Don't you do it. So if you push the glass or force it when it's too cold, it creates these little stretch marks in there, and they suck. Warm it back up. Got it a little crooked. We're going to straighten it out. And all the stretch marks are now gone. So we kind of eliminated everything. The edges are now nice and clean. No issues. We're going to go ahead and add our little lights onto the side. You know what? I'm going to use the shimmer color for that. I created this color. Might as well use it. Let's go ahead and add these little dots on here. Holy shit. You see that? Look at that. So it's stuck on there. The little piece of glass broke and just stuck. That happens. Off it comes. If it does it again, I won't be able to use this color right away. I'll have to change it. So we're making little lights on here, if you will. Just tiny little dots. Now we got little landing lights or whatever you want to call them going around the outside. Like that. Just kind of little decoration. Warm it back up. Okay. So now we have to do the top portion and then pop the mantis head on here. Hopefully the mantis head is not too heavy and knocks it over. It is a little bit of my worry. Let's go ahead and grab this here. Bring it down low. I gotta smooth out that spot where the little glass got attached there. Oh, that's TikTok. TikTok needs me to do my CAPTCHA. Okay, we're going to separate there. I'm going to make it a little thick there because this is going to be, the mantis head is very, very heavy, so I'm worried about it warping the entire piece as we go through. Let me do my capture here. There we go. Did it first try. So we just have to get it really, really thick, and then we'll pop the mantis head on there. There's our little UFO so far. That little center dot's a little off. It's not quite centered. All right, let's grab our mantis head. You know what? I need to pull a little bit off here. I need to trim it just a tiny bit. It's too tall. We're going to take off a tiny bit, and then we'll pop it on. One more pass and I should be good. There we go. And then it's got to face down. Let's go ahead and separate that. Trim it up a little. Make sure that attachment's nice and welded on. That actually looks kind of cool. I'm hoping that it sits. I'm a little worried it's going to be top heavy. Nope, it sits. I think it looks cool as hell. Oh, it is a little tilty though. But there we go. We got our little mantis head alien on a undersized UFO. Uh-oh, did you crack? Oh shit, it did. All right, we got a little malfunction here. Got a little tiny crack happening. I grabbed it with the tool, that's why. Ah! Stop. Got a big old crack running through it, although I'm almost done fixing it. Almost done. At least it gives me an opportunity to push it back a little bit. All right, a little bit of microsurgery here. Okay, gotta add a little bit more detail back into it. Then we gotta carve the center. All right, crack is gone. We are all fixed up. We got a little mantis head there. Don't crack on me again. Make sure we balance. And just like that, we're all fixed up. So now we got the mantis head back on the UFO. Little minor UFO. That'd make a cool chess piece. That would look a cool chess piece, right? I think it would look good as a chess piece. All right, let me fix one more thing here. Hold on. There we go. Wouldn't it look cool as like a chess piece? Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a furnace. I don't anymore. No more furnace work for me. Unless I go use someone else's furnace. All right, let me put these two together so we can make a full rod again. And then I gotta try and attempt the entire alien body. Okay, we got those two together. Yeah, I want to see if I can do the actual mantis body. That's going to be a lot harder, but I think we should attempt it. All right, just have to put these two together so I can use the full rod again. And there we go. So I'm going to try the upper portion of the mantis body real quick. And we're going to build the chest and torso area and see how that works. And then if that works, then I'll put the body, the bottom half of it together, and then I can make a head. I want to build the body first because I don't know how big I need to make the head itself. So I want to make the body first. And then I can make the head appropriate size. Okay, got that off. Let's go ahead and start the body section. So we'll try the mantis body. So the first thing to do is get the chest area built. Now I'm not going to make a gigantic version of this in the beginning. We're going to do a pretty good size, a little nice little, I don't know what size. Nice little size, but not gigantic. Okay, about like that. So we're going to start off again with a teardrop shape to start the initial body. So we took that, just kind of flattened it out a little. Gave it a little bit of a V. All right, let's go ahead and start building the body structure. Turn that down a little bit. Okay, so first part is done. The sides are now widened out a little bit, so it gives it the the lats, the back lats. So we kind of widened it out, gave it that V shape. And then I got to build some chest muscles. Blend it into the lats a little bit. Okay, got that portion done. We're going to carve a nice little line right down the center, delineating the chest. All right, so far we got the center portion brought down. We're building, right now I'm trying to build the chest section up. All right, where'd I put my green? All right, we'll just use you. Okay. So I kind of gave it that reptilian chest right there. I'm just basically carving in some texture up in here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but we got a little bit of texture built into the chest area. Then I want to create a little bit of side muscle for like an abdomen. So I got a kind of reptilian style chest being built, and then some little side abdomen side muscles in there. And now I got that portion done. I'm pretty happy with it. We're going to go ahead and build the shoulders up. A little bit taller on this side. All right, still got the chest built in there. We got a little bit of patterning. So those little bumps are going to be where the shoulders come off of. It doesn't look like it now, but once I start adding the arms on here, you'll start to see it take effect. I need to keep it a little bit skinny. It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. So we got the first portion of the arms built, right like that. You can see how the shoulders are now tilted up. And I got to add a little ball to the end here. And you add a little bit of, like, every time I add that little section, the ball on there, it just helps delineate the actual joint for the arms. There we go. One more over here. Let me turn it in just a little. So now we got the chest built, we got the arms started. The mantid now has a different claw section. Let me check out my photos here. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. Actually, I'm going to change it a little bit. We're going to tilt the arm up. On this side. We're going to add that little ball. Go ahead and give that little bit of texture on the bottom down there. So what I was shooting for there is the little mantid claw. You can see, come on, focus. There's the little mantid claw from the front coming to the side. We're going to tilt it down a little bit further. There we go. So I got one facing down, then we'll have one facing outward. So there's one mantid claw, and then I have to do the other one. So one will go down, one will kind of come up and over. Get that fused in there. Put a little texture on it. Turn it in a little. All right, so there's our mantid body so far. I think it's coming out pretty okay. We got the little claws on there, the mantid claws. The chest is looking fantastic. Let's go ahead and warm it up. Right now I'm taking the stress out of the glass. Trying to prevent any cracking. All right, stress is out. Let's bring it over so you guys can get a good look at it. So there's our little mantid body happening. I think the claws look pretty good. And we got nice color to it. Next step is I'm going to build the neck area. And I'm going to park this in the kiln temporarily, and we're going to build our neck. I'm going to build the neck pulling up. And then I can blend it into the actual mantid body. And then I got to do the bottom portion. That's going to be the one that's a little bit of a pain in the rump. The bottom's not going to be the easiest. And then once I get the body built, we'll take the top portion, the bottom, fuse them together. All right, so I created a little teardrop shape here. Okay, so this is the start of the neck area. It looks kind of like a Christmas tree, but I want to overbuild it, and then I can shrink it down. We're going to go ahead and take this. We're going to pull it, shrink it down a little. And then I'll fuse the neck on there. So right now I'm just pulling that down. And then we're going to go ahead and cut the bottom section of this off. I don't need the rest of that little Christmas tree look on the bottom. I just need to go right to the whitest point, cut it down so that everything's flush. And hopefully it has those little neck muscles built into it. And it looks appropriate size-wise. I think it looks good. So I'll bring it up pretty close as I can. But you can see we got a little bit of texture running throughout the whole thing. And the texture gives it those neck muscles that are supposed to be in there. Yep. All right, we're going to go ahead and cut it off up here. So now you can see I got the neck built in there now. Everything has a little bit of neck muscle structure built in. We got the structure for the chest. The claws are all looking good. And then now comes the hard part. Let me go ahead and warm this guy up. Build some heat back into it. Yep, there's the problem. One of the claws broke. This is why I have to heat it back up. That claw came off. We'll go ahead and replace it right now. Welcome to Learning Glass. I just got to add the little texture on there. All right, now we got it back together. So we got another claw added back on. Neck is looking good. Now I got to worry about the bottom half. Ugh. This is the part I'm not looking forward to. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this one. All right, this one's going to require more of a ball at the end. Very oblong looking ball. So we're going to start off with just, like I said, almost like a pill shape. We're going to come off to the side and add in our leg and hip joints. So these are kind of the beginning of the leg portion right here. We got the hip, kind of leg hip joints right there. I got to give it a butt, unfortunately. Blend everything in. A little bit more back here. Okay. So we got the back end all done right here, a little bit pushed out to the back. We got the front. So this will be my initial hip joint right here. We're going to pull the legs out. create these larger thigh sections. Oop, getting hiccups. Okay, got leg number 1 done. On that side, the thigh bone, or thigh, whatever you want to call it. All right, we're looking okay. Bring it down right about there. So I'm trying to create the legs that have kind of like that bug look. So they're not like perfectly human legs. I'm trying to give them those praying mantis claw style looks. Now this is where the knee section will go. We'll pull this one down. Go right behind it. There's number 1. Okay, warm the whole thing up. So I'm still trying to keep those praying mantis style legs going. So I'm trying to keep them thin, thick, balancing it out. I don't want to create a human style leg. We're trying to keep it praying mantis style. Uh-oh. It felt like something cracked. I don't see anything though. Yeah, I don't see any cracks. It just felt like it. Bring this down just a little. Oh, there you are. Might as well add the texture on here real quick. Hold on. Let me add the little texture on the back of the legs. So I just added a little bit of texture behind the leg there, giving it a few little bumps like the bug. All right, now we got to do the front portion. This will be the last section for the legs. There goes Fritz. All right, there's the back half of the mantid legs like that. I think it's looking good. I'm not disappointed in this. Then we just have to add the little nubbies on the bottom down here. All right, so there is our mantid bottom half. I think it's pretty damn good. I'm not disappointed in this at all. Now we just have to fuse it to the other half. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna attach this here, probably right there. Yeah, I like this. I think it looks pretty damn good. Hopefully I got the proportions right. I think I did. All right, so there's our back half. We're going to go ahead and put this in the kiln because I know I have to reverse the head section. I'll line it up. Oh, hell yeah. It looks good. So I got to attach a little holding rod to the neck, and then we'll fuse the two portions together. And hopefully we got that mantid bug look, and then I'll build the head. Yeah, I think we're good. All right, let's fuse them together. And there we are. So now I just have to build the actual head portion, and we'll have the full mantid done. I kind of like it. This for a first time, it's not bad. All right, let's build the mantid head. Whew. All right, here we go. Pull this little portion here off. Okay, there we go. Luckily, the head has to be a little bit bigger than the other stuff, so I can make it a little tiny bit bigger. Okay, so this is the teardrop that I did before. Now this time I am going to make the back end a little wider right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and make that bigger. That's where I had messed up before. Give it a little bit of bulk back here. All right, there we go. All right, now I just got to round everything out. So there we are. That's the initial start of my mantid head right there. And I need me a punty rod. So we're going to separate here. I'm going to really define this area out a little bit. So first things first, I'm going to heat it up, and then we're going to really flatten the heck out of it. A lot more than the last time. There we go. So now I was able to shape it a lot better. You can see it's almost like a candy corn now. Pull that down. Where'd my knife go? There it is. So one big crease right down the middle there. We're going to come over and pop the eyeballs on. So this is before I do any of the impressions right now. We got the bulk of the eyeballs in there. Then we're going to grab our brass tool, pop it in there. So far, so good. You can see we got the eyes popped on. We got the big old buggy eyes. Grab black, add black on there. All right, so far so good. Now we got the eyeballs on. And we just have to start getting more of that mantid shape now. Okay. I think we're almost done. Okay, let's get some texture built into this guy. All right, we got a little bit of that reptilian texture on there. Now we got to build the little mantid antenna. Nope, that one's not thick enough. Just gotta change that one up. These stupid antennae are being a pain in the rump. Okay, let's rip that off and put another antenna on. A little bit more. Nope, not that one either. One more try again. This is my nemesis. I guess this is the hard part for me. This is my Achilles heel on this project. About time. Put a little black dot on the end for the antenna. All right, there's our little praying mantis head. Now, it doesn't look really like it until you actually get it on the body. It never looks like it until you get it done. Yep. And there is our mantid alien. Full body apparition. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I got to figure out how I'm going to mount it, but yeah, it looks kind of freaking cool. I like it. I think it looks good. I got to get in the kiln. I don't know what the heck I'm going to do with it, but I'll figure that one out later. Oh, thank you, Daisy Girl. Yeah, I'll figure that one out later. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, though. I have to figure it out. But I think the mantid looks really good. So, all right. That has been 2 hours and 15 minutes. I need to take a break. I appreciate you guys hanging with me very, very much. You guys are awesome. I absolutely love having you guys around. You made this live stream absolutely awesome. And we'll definitely be back. But yeah, mantid is done. So I'll see y'all in just a little bit. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.